Hello, good morning. My name is Suzanne Rashka, and this is my video post for asking questions to check your diagnosis of our workplace conflict course, in which you share the following 3 items: conflict summary, diagnosis summary, and questions to diagnose the summary. In summary of the conflict, I work as an assistant nurse manager on acute care hospital unit. We have a role in our organization called the resource manager. In this role, each acute care manager rotates into a week-long position, and the purpose of this role is to assess and support the staffing needs of all acute care units in our department. If one unit has a staffing gap, when another unit is overstaffed, then we confer with managers of each unit to cover the unit in need of staffing. This is called floating from one unit to another. Resource managers also assess the need for overtime based on the staffing guidelines for our organization. When I rotated into this position, I recognized that I had a conflict with one of my peers in the use of overtime. However, I was unsure if this was a one-time issue or not, but over time, it became a pattern. However, rather than opening a dialogue by asking questions for the purpose of understanding, I avoided conflict, which created interpersonal conflict within me, and this was for not speaking up. In the summary of the diagnosis, I questioned my peer on why she retained overtime against my recommendation. However, based on the way I asked her the question, she felt I was second-guessing her decision. So based on the 3 types of conflict and the 4 levels of conflict, I came to the following conclusions. Initially, I thought it was a relationship and interpersonal level conflict. However, after further diagnosing the issue, I changed the relationship assessment to process type conflict, as my peer and I disagreed on the process of approving and canceling overtime. I retained the interpersonal level conflict, as I did not feel comfortable disagreeing with my peer, as she was a higher level manager and had more experience than me. So rather than open a dialogue with my peer or asking questions for the purpose of understanding, I avoided conflict, which created interpersonal conflict with me. So yes, this is one of the lowest levels of conflict. I will be using the following 3 questions to check my diagnosis. The first question: last week, when I was resourced, you felt I was second-guessing you. So that I have a better understanding, what does second-guessing mean to you? Second question: we differ on the process of canceling or scheduling overtime on our units. So what are the challenges and needs of your unit? Third question: when we make staffing decisions for our units and we disagree, what is the best way for us to communicate our differences with each other? These 3 questions will provide clarification on the type of conflict and the level of conflict, and will allow us both to have a better understanding of each other's perspectives and to better standardize the process of scheduling overtime for our respective units, period. Thank you for your time.